Oh, there we go. We got audio now. Yeah, we got audio now. Let me get some monitoring going. All right, now I can hear you guys a lot. I can hear myself a lot better now. I'm hoping y'all can hear me as well. All right, it's Xavier. I am back. Another office hours. Apologize. I should put it like this. Hey, I had some situations going on this morning, overcame them, and got on live as soon as I possibly could. So we are feeling much better now. We are back, at least getting through this part of the office hours. So want to just recap where we currently are. Right now, we're walking through a series of examining. We're going to be spending the majority of the year doing this, examining other campaigns that have worked out there in the public, and they're promoted and supported by heavy influencers like Frank Kern, right? Russell Brunson, Donald Miller, like Myron Golden. I mean, we got all these different frameworks that are out there. And I like the way that Donald Miller puts this in his recent podcast on called Why That Worked. Ironically, he's got a series kind of parallel to what I'm going after here with you all, and basically breaking down why certain things did well. And he said that podcast just launched this year. And in that podcast, he cites it this way. He says it this way. He says, frameworks are nothing but steps that that have worked. Now, in our case, do we know these things have worked? Or, I mean, how many people out here are actually working with them? And that's what I intend to explore. Now, some of these frameworks, like the one that we're going through right now is Frank Kern. I call it the brute blunt force marketing strategy. It's just like hit them as many times as you possibly can until they say yes or till they say no, right? Hit them until they either opt in, go all the way in and become a client, or they just absolutely say no, or they just go inactive, and then you have automations that walk people out of your contact list. And that's what you should be doing. One point to bring up here and mention here is that your contact list should stay fresh. If your contact list isn't fresh, or if you don't have automations built into your CRM or automations built into your a business tool of choice, I personally use the Traffic Link app. If you don't have something in there that's asking people, hey, it's been a while, haven't heard from you, are you interested, or should we remove you from the list? Or if I don't hear from you by Friday, we're going to remove you from the list, and I hope to see you again in the future. Something along those lines. But always give people the ability to exit the contact list, because you don't want a dead contact list. That's where all your spam comes from, all your bad email ratings come from, your deliverability goes down, and all that starts to happen from just having an inactive contact list. Because in the day that you do decide to reach out to them, if you haven't kept them active, they're going to probably opt out anyway, because of the fact that they haven't heard from you. So it seems like a little off why you all of a sudden you're coming back to speak to. You ever had a girlfriend and be like, you ain't called me, so I just moved on? This type of situation. That's the kind of situation it really is. Except it can be bad for your revenue. And that's like a double whammy, right? So you don't want to have a bad reputation and have bad revenue. And so that's what we're going to go through today. And what does that look like? Now, we have gotten to a point where we identified what to say, how to say, and really at the where I also identifying that with Frank Kern, the core of that framework is copywriting. Now, who else do you know out there that has like a similar framework? And the thing about it, I like as we start to go walk through these, like Ryan Levesque has the Ask method. As we start to go through this, you start to see some really good overlaps. Like, so what Frank Kern's the core of Frank Kern's offering is basically is basically copywriting. Donald Miller has a Storybrand framework, right? The Storybrand framework and Frank Kern kind of go good together, especially if you're not a strong copywriter. Now, Frank, in previous promotions that I've observed and I participated in, have basically broke down and shown that what Frank Kern's framework is. He's given it away, so I've gone through it, of course. And what I've noticed, apologize. What I've noticed is that that a lot of the copy is already in that framework. But if you don't understand like the gist of what's going on and you don't understand how that's being laid out, then you kind of get lost in the sauce of understanding why. Like, I'm a big context person, and I'm assuming that I'm talking to somebody out there that also is a big context person, where you need to understand, how do you even get to that point of recognizing that's what you need to say or how to say? Well, ironically enough, Frank Kern actually mentions Donald Miller's Storybrand framework, right? It's basically the hero's journey, basically based on a book called The Story, as Donald Miller puts it, from the author that he followed. And he has a book out there called The Story. And it's just basically a person that meets a guide, that person that has an objective, that has conflicts, internal, external, and psychological, that meets a guide, that gives them a plan of what to do. And guess who's the guide in this? You're the guide, because you need to guide your clients, your people that you're talking to, into a good scenario where they feel like where they know and they feel like your solution is the solution that they need in order for them to succeed, right? So that's what we are going to be diving into today. So we're going to be writing. Last week we went through the Storybrand method framework at mystorybrand.com. There is a new Storybrand.ai. I haven't checked that out yet, but it's out there. If you want to get ahead of me, that's where you want to go. But that's where we're going to dive into today. We're going to talk about that, what we created last week in the Storybrand framework, and we actually came up with a Storybrand. We dropped that into, of course, Centra. You know how we use Centra, and from Centra, then we are able to go ahead and start filling in our landing page and start working in our welcome sequences. And I have to say, out of all the sequences that you can put together in your CRM or in your automations, your welcome sequence is the best. It's the most important, because of the fact that it gives people an opportunity to get to really know you better. They get to dive into who you are, and they get to understand who you are. Like, the first one should be thank you. This next one should be who am I? And then the third one should be how we serve people. The fourth one should be, would you like to take advantage of this offer? And then the fourth one should be a reminder of that first offer that they made. And that sequence should be firing off within the first 5 days. If you're going to do it the right way, like to the T. Now, obviously, in different scenarios, call for different situations, and you might have different considerations for why you do or do not add all those things in your welcome sequence, and you just might have a different framework altogether. But nonetheless, this is like, we're running off the Frank Kern the brute blunt force, I call it, the marketing approach, because it just reminds you, and then eventually you just say, I am done. So or you say, I like to take advantage and go to the next level. Either way, that's how it's set up. So we're going to dive into that here in just a few moments as I get ready to get things put in place. So you guys remember from previous times that we went into our example this. We went into the example this account, and we were building on the example this account. Well, we're going to go back into that same account. So you guys, we're going to bear with me. First, we're going to pick up with Centra, where we at last week, and we're going to go into PIN. I believe we were in PIN. All right, so I'm pulling that up. It looks like, I don't know what's going on with my internet. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. I went to comment. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys where I'm at now on screen. So let me go ahead and transition over to the share screen. All right, here we go. All right. We're gonna turn this music down a little bit too. Turn that by backing out of it. Turn it down, it's a little bit distracting. I don't mind it being there. Kind of helps keep me engaged, especially when I'm looking at a screen with no comments. I'm gonna drop something in the chat. Hey guys. All right, I don't see myself in the share screen. All right, let me get myself back together. There we go. Now y'all got me. All right, and special shout out to me for having this automating and space out shirt. This is one of my pieces of merch. I don't know if anybody's interested, but if you are, let's go. Let's get it. Hit me up. I'll get you a shirt. So, All right, here we go. All right, so let's just jump into pin. All right, and let's see if I believe it's pin. Let's see. What is this? All right, here we go. And here's where we left off last week. All right, so we're basically going to break down the headline, the subhead, and then and we're making this for, remember, the audience or the person that we've identified. I guess we could go into avatar building if y'all wanted to do that. Probably could have started off there, but I wanted just to really jump into there's other videos you can watch, you can catch up on. We talk about building avatars. Last year, earlier on in 2024, I think we talked about building out avatars, and there should be a video somewhere in the archives talking about building an avatar. But we're going to go into actually assuming that we have an avatar that is a professional. Right here, this is success with exclusive group coaching program for high level, high capacity corporate executives so that they can reclaim their life and balance with expert guidance and cutting edge automations, right? So that's who we're going to be building it for. So this is going to be building out the landing page. And so if you guys are new, you guys haven't seen me do this before, it's really simple. We're just going to jump into the account. We're going to go into sites. We're going to go into all right, let's go into sites. It's taking a little minute to pull up. We're going to go into sites. We're going to go open up a new funnel, right? We're going to go to funnels. It automatically defaults to funnels. And we're going to create a new here we go. Let's use the new funnel AI. Let's just play around with this. All right, so then we're going to go in here. We're going to go hit continue. Okay, we're going to call this high cap. I'm gonna call it high cap. I'm gonna use a high cap coaching. So I call it high cap coaching for high capacity executives. And we're going to choose an industry. We're going to say health. Let's go health. It's going to health and wellness. It's going to go community healthcare. Okay, let's see what we got. Say there, health spa. Let's go health spa. No, hold on. Spa and health club. Let's go there. Let's just choose that. All right. So let's see, 5 for 5 free funnel generations remaining. You'll be charged $99 after 5 free generations. Okay, that's fine. Run it. All right, looking for a funnel to generate more leads. We're looking at definitely generate more leads, and the content should be inspirational, conversational. It should be, I would say that it needs to be persuasive. I'll put it that way. Now let's go ahead and generate. Now hopefully it doesn't generate too persuasive and it comes off as ultra salesy. But now the new, this is one of the newer features that's inside the Traffic Link app, where you can now generate funnels and landing pages based on your input, right? So it's going to generate all the look, the design, the copy, some of the copy. We're going to replace that copy with this. We're just going to use it for the design aspect, and then we're going to go into fleshing this out. So let it generate a little bit. All right, so just waiting on that to happen. So while that's waiting, how's everybody doing out there? Wanted to let you guys know that it's been a great 2025 so far We are off to an amazing start. I'm super excited about what this year has in store. We are just 2 weeks into the year, and it already feels like it's been like 2 months for me because every day's been busy, every day's been engaging, and I'm super glad to be back on with you guys today for office hours. So as we're waiting on this to load, if you're out there, if you could just leave, say what's up in the chat, let me know you're out there. I'm checking the chat periodically to see if anybody has said anything. And it looks like nobody has entered the chat yet. But you guys, come on and join the chat. Okay. So here we go. Oh, snaps. Look at this, y'all. Empower your leadership, exclusive wellness tailored for executives, right? Elevate. Yo, look at wait a minute. Let's go back and let's compare. Let's compare what this did versus the Traffic Link app did versus building out the Storybrand. Yo, this is low key ground. This is low key groundbreaking, yo. And look at this. Look, it laid it out. Now, granted, I don't like pill-shaped buttons. I think that's super cheese. Like we can go in and change all that, but look at what it did. Okay, let's compare this headline to the headline we got. Right, our headline: Unlock your potential, transfer stress into success with our exclusive group coaching program. So that's the zone that we want to go into. We didn't give the AI on the Traffic Link enough information, but look, I even like the use of the serif font. We're gonna just put that right there. Transfer stress into success with exclusive group coaching program, right? Then we're gonna choose and put the sub headline here, right? So basically, let me go back and show you before I go any further. Let me not get ahead of myself. I'm kind of up over my skis a tad bit, okay? What the original prompt was for this was to go in here and I basically asked Centra, do you know the 7 steps in the Donald Miller Storybrand, right? And say yes. So it went through and we asked it to ask question by question, based on what we entered on the Storybrand, mystorybrand.com, right? And then we just took it line by line, villain, external, philosophical, and it just asked us question by question. And then it obviously got all the way down to the 7 steps, right? And then at the end, it said absolutely, and it says, can we create an offer and give one-to-many coaching, prepare a copy for my landing page, right? We just basically went through there, and it went through and got that task done. So now we now have a headline and a subhead, right? So let's go ahead and drop our subhead in. And you guys, I could tell you, I can't even, man, I'm really excited about this new tool in the Traffic Link app, right? And you guys know, if you guys don't know, the Traffic Link app is built on other software that I've white labeled. And the gist of it is this. Look at when you have good design principles says you use a big bold or serif font as your headline, and then you use a non-serif or a sans serif, right? SAN-serif, and for your body copy or your other copy. Now, that is actually programmed into this generation. And look at the image. It generated an image of a lady in a little bit of a yoga pose and a pre-meditation pose, right? Then it breaks down. Now, I feel like maybe we can choose different images. And that's what would be the next thing I would think that would be amazing is if you could just go here and just swap out your images, right? Or you can just go here and you can click on here and then you can go into, you can go into here and you can create, generate, right? Oh no, you can go to like Unsplash, I believe, and you can go to here. That's right. Here you can go here and you can go to generate, right? So you can generate based on whatever, right? So it says executive, executive under high stress. I'm just gonna put in something goofy. All right. So we're going to just on a high stress and not able to figure out life. We want to do three variations, right? And we want to choose a style. We want to go photo style. Okay. And then we're going to go generate. Just see what it says. It comes up with, and then I'm gonna get a little bit more specific if it doesn't give me what I'm looking for. But anyway, this is just basically how to replace the images, right? But we have all the content as far as the copy goes, right? Okay. All right. Ooh. So they gave me two different variations. What do y'all think? The one on the left or the one on the right? Which one's more real to life? Which one's more catchy? I'm gonna say generate new content, though. I don't like neither one of them. I'm gonna go keep it pushing. And I noticed it gave me two variations. So if I go up to 4, I wonder if it's gonna give me 3. So let's go. And if this doesn't generate, I should have just updated my prompt and says, and give it a little bit more direction because it's free balling right now. All right, now I got 4 variations. Oh, homie right here look like he about to choke. Okay, let's go generate new content. And all right, and we're gonna go here, high level health and wellness, executive, under high stress and not able to figure out life, has a family, and is smiling. Oh, I don't want to put the family because it's going to give me family members. Let's say is smiling, is wearing clothes, is wearing medical clothes or wearing nursing or doctor clothes. And I think we put on here club, and I think that's why it gave me all these like people in workout gear, because it's assuming, like health club, like we're going to take this down to, actually going to take it down to 2 because I'm trying to conserve my credits. So we're going to take it down. All right, we're going to generate, and then we're going to see what we come back with. We gave a little bit more definition, and then we're just going to move on from here. We're going to keep it pushing. We're just going to fill out the content as we have it, and we'll come back to, oh, okay, women, okay, I see you. All right. Now, to be fair, I don't like these images. Only reason why I don't like these images is, even though this is the traffic link app and I should be promoting, I don't like this part right here. I don't like this part because I don't like the way that images look. That's not realistic photos to me, but we'll just use it anyway. All right, so we'll go ahead and drop that in, and we'll hit continue. Okay, it's gonna where did the pictures go? Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, I might have fit. Oh, y'all see that? You know what? I'm not gonna fool with this right now. I'm gonna just keep it pushing. All right, let's go on to the next thing. What I alternately what I would do is I would just jump in here, and I would say, can you help me generate images that match each one of the landing page subtopics, all right, so it's gonna tell it Cintra's still a winner. Well, the update to the traffic link app needs some tweaking. So we're going to get there. But right now it's not there. Okay, so we got, all right. Proven strategies. All right, now expert guidance. Now we're on flexible scheduling and ongoing support. All right. So there we go. All right, and now it's still generating. All right, so we're allowing AI to do some heavy lifting. Now, granted, there are other resources out there for images and things like that. Like I would shout out the one that I use is Envato for a lot of my stock images and stock videos or stock whatever, right? I use Envato Elements, and Envato Elements is basically where you get all your music from, you get all your images from, right? So you just go in here, they don't yet have an AI, like a true AI thing. They say that they use AI, but it's not like what you would imagine. But the point is you can go in here and just select whatever you want. Like for instance, I want to go into photos and I want to go in here and I want to look for this keyword right here. And let's just try this versus AI. So we'll go in here and select. So if AI is too AI for you, but you still want something that looks a little bit more natural, and then I would say go into old school, go into an old repository, like, or not, what's it called, a repository, or just like a stock house, right? I don't know what you call it, but you go into a place like this and you extract out an image, right? So it's basically stock photography. Now, to be honest, between what you see here and what you see here is not a difference in composition, but you could just tell by the treatment of color and that it's an AI generated image. But we're going to just go ahead and save this one, and we're going to use that one for that one for the heading image right here. So one thing I didn't notice that we should have probably checked in the beginning was is to set the theme, right, for the color theme based on my color palette. And that's something that we can do by just going in here. We can go here, we can go down to color. Where's it at? Background color. And we can just go into, let's see, where is it in here? No, I don't see it. Well, there's ability to pull in my brand colors, and my brand colors should just be able to just drop those colors into here. We'll get into that at another time. I've gone through that in previous videos as well. So if you want to go back and look for that, you can check that out. So, all right, so here we go. Let's keep it pushing. All right, we got the image here. So we're going to drop that image into here. We're going to swap that out. We're going to grab the image we just downloaded, and we're going to create a new folder called landing page images. Let's say current landing page images. I can tell this is going long. This is going to go long, but I got to cut it off. Sorry, guys. Got to go. I got to get up out of there. So, all right. So we're going to say Kern landing page images, and that's Frank Kern. Stand Frank. I do have a friend named Kern. Well, I'm not talking about you, bro. So in case you're watching this replay. So not you this time, but Frank Kern is who I'm referring to. So we're going to go into upload, and we're going to grab that image that we just downloaded. All right. And let's go here. Let's go into here, and let's go into, well, let's see. Let me find out what it's called first. Let's see here. Hit cancel. Go here. Image 4. Okay. So we'll drop that in. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Should be able to go here. Will it work that way? Nope. All right, so we just go back here and go to image. What was it, image 4? That's it. So we open up that. We'll drop that in. All right, and then we use this image as our header image. We could talk about images and things like that, and what image should you put on the page. We could do that as well. So, come on. All right, and I'm gonna make this pop out transparent. This one here. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna change that. So I'm gonna click on update. And we're going to set the, let's see if we can set it to like DD. Yeah. All right. So if you guys wondering why I said DD, that's relative to hex code. That's from my background in software engineering and background in web development. I know these things. If you have any kind of like CSS background, or you have any kind of CSS or HTML background, the way that you set the transparency is to basically set it to the last two, normally a hex code is normally made of 6 characters, numbers and letters from A through F and 0 to 9, right? So your big chunk blocks of changes are going to happen in your letters. So for instance, if you wanted to go from red to blue, then you use your letters, right? If you want to have variations of that red or that blue, then you can change those from 0 to 9 to give you different variations all the way down until where you find it. That's basically the system. So FF, or what I just put in there, DD, basically is just saying the last 2 letters. If you ever see a hex code that has 8 characters, the last 2 characters are for transparency or opacity. So you see how when I put in DD, it gave me a little bit of a transparent look. I can go back and go here and go update. If I feel like that's too light, I can go down to BB, right? And if I like B, but B is too light, I can go B9, right? So let's show you what BB looks like, and I'll show you this. Okay, upgrade. See how it went down a lot? It went down like a whole step. If I wanted to go down incrementally, I can go B9 or B4 or B5, right? So if I go here and I go B4 and update color, see how it just went down incrementally? That just kind of breaks down how the hex code. I wanted to show y'all that, give you some insight on why I did that. But I feel like personally, BB is too light, so let me go back and update and bring that back up to DD and update. Okay, that's fine because I don't want it to take away from the the call out. And in this case, I almost wish this right here, that was aligned to the right. Yeah, like that, right? I feel like that's that, and if I made it a little bit smaller, so 54, 53. Right, so I can see that I just want to see that I right there coming through. Now let's check it on what it looks like on mobile. Okay. Same. Okay, cool. All right. That's how you change it. We're trying to get through all the sections, but I'm getting caught up in the details in the minutia. So we're going to try to keep the ball rolling. So next thing that we're going to look at is, excuse me. The next thing is we're going to move to the next section, which is the offer details. So we're just going to grab this, and this is what's going to be the next section. This is what's going to be right here, right? And we're going to drop this in here. Okay. And we're going to make this a bullet point. Actually, you know what we got to do is go here, create a bullet point element. So we're going to go into bullet list. It's going to drop in a bullet list. Then we're going to type that and make those benefits a bullet list. Okay. So, they gave me individual bullet. That's different. Okay. So that's a new update that I'm not familiar with. So what we're going to do is here, we're going to just drop this here, right? All right, let's see what we got. Proven strategies, exclusive group. Okay, and the proven strategies. All right, expert guidance, get rid of the extra check there. Flexible scheduling. And all right, and then we can get rid of these two that are right here. Then we get rid of those two right there, okay? And then we go over here and we'll get rid of this, okay? We'll give ourselves a little bit of space in between. Oops. And we get rid of that. All right, so there we go. We got this. Let's see where we at. It's only okay. There we go. All right, and we're gonna set the content space in to. Let's see, where am I looking for? Content position, center. Well, I'm gonna skip that for now. All right, so now we got that. Now we need to come back here and change this to what we offer. Or what we offer for executives. Okay, so what we offer for high capacity executives, right? And from there, we are going down the road, okay? So actually, so what we'll do here, and because I didn't look ahead, we'll just call out the proven strat. We'll just call out the topic, and then as we scroll down, we'll go into the details, and we'll use the next section as the breakdown of what those are. So, and I might got this part wrong, but nonetheless. All right, so there we got that. All right, and you got your call to action at every section, right? Here's something though. Here's something that's a thought that floats around in my head, and I've kind of seen it work to my advantage. You should never have more than one call to action on the page. I've seen that to my advantage. You're overwhelming people with call to actions, call to actions, call to actions. And then eventually they don't take any action because you're asking too much, right? It makes you seem like you're a little desperate. I don't know if desperate's the word, but there's a thought out there that floats that. So anyway, you guys can see this is how you get it done. So we're going to just keep on filling this out, right? The AI generated a new image of the same lady in a different pose. So basically, this is how you basically go about using it. So you just keep on going and filling this out. So we're going to go into this next section here, and we're going to just copy from here. Oh, you guys, I'm starting to sweat. Okay. And then we're going to go just drop that in here. Okay. Make that bold. I think we want to make this bold as well. While we're at it. Okay. And we'll go into here and we'll just copy this, copy over, and put that right here. Again, brute, blunt force marketing. Say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until somebody either takes actions or they eject. Because at the end of the day, the thought process behind it is, at the end of the day, people kind of already know what they want to do. And if they're hungry enough and they feel like they like, know, and trust you enough, they're going to make a move based on, based on what you have out there as far as information, right? They're going to make a move. They know, they feel like you have what they're looking for. You just got to keep telling them and reassuring them. That's kind of like the Frank Kern way. Say it one time well and say it again and say it again and say it again and say it again. Brute blunt force marketing. That's what I call it. I'm not sure if Frank would really appreciate me saying it that way, but that's how it comes across. I never met Frank personally. Maybe one day I will. He just lives down there in California. I'm on the West Coast as well. So it's just a trip down I-5 for me. Well, about 24 hours worth of trip, but still the same coast. So nonetheless, you see what we're doing here. We're just going through, right? And we're just basically breaking it down. And we're giving expert guidance. And it's funny because these images actually work for what they're talking about, right? I can also use the images that I generated in Centro as well. But for the sake of time, I'm just trying to show you guys how this works. So basically, I'm going through and I'm just filling out these, and then I'm going to put in some testimonials. Right after I fill out the testimonials, there's another call to action. Again, that's debatable whether or not to be there. Put together your FAQs, right? And then boom, you put in your information and you're gone, right? I could go back to Centra and say, can you help me imagine what frequently asked and then I'm just going to see what frequently asked. Okay, so it's going to give me prompts on what to say. Okay, so it's probably going to ask me, do you want help generating these? It says, these questions can help you potentially understand your offering better and address concerns they may have. Would you like to explore these questions further or add more? Please explore the questions. So I would get the FAQs. We're going to leave those off for now. I might have those already filled out for you next week. I thought we were going to get to the email sequences that go along with this, but you guys seen that before. So we got through a good chunk of it, but it looks like we're like within a couple of minutes of calling this office hours a close. Come back again next week and we will address the rest of it. Let me go ahead and just land the plane right here. This is a good place for me to transition now. You guys kind of see how this is going. You guys see what I'm accomplishing here and what the objective is. So basically, we're just using AI to help us think through as an assistant and not necessarily think for us, but help us pull out and extract what we already know about these different frameworks. And then we're using those frameworks to the best of our ability to implement the right copy in your marketing materials so that you can say the right things at the right time and get the right results, right? At the end of the day, everything comes down to story. Everything comes down to copy. Copy, like I said last week, is by far one of the most important things that you can, like if you had to develop a skill set and if you're in business for yourself and you want to learn, how do I, if you're a consultant and you just got started, you want, how do I move my business to the next level? I would say invest in copywriting, invest in getting coached and how to write better copy, or hire somebody to do the copywriting for you. Shameless plug. Nonetheless, the point of the matter is we're working through this series and identifying frameworks that have worked for others, and we want to see how they can work for us. At least taking the framework and implementing the framework. So we're gonna basically look at what the framework is, how it's being presented, leverage our skills and tool sets to be able to deliver that result based on that framework, and then put it out there in the market and see how it goes. So again, you guys, thank you guys very much. I thank you guys for bearing with me today. It's one of those days, y'all, I've been lately, and if you guys have been rocking with me a while, some days be rougher than others, but this is one of those days. It's kind of rough for me. I just couldn't put it on a good face. And so nonetheless, just thank you very much for coming in today and joining me for Office Hours. We'll be back again next week at 9 a.m. We will be out. We will not be having Office Hours on February the 6th. I will not be around for live Office Hours during then, but I may consider recording some in advance and setting it as a premiere, and then you guys can watch it at 9 o'clock on, watch it live together at 9 o'clock on February 6th. So that's just like a little bit that was coming up. I have a content shoot that I need to go out and do, and so I'll be out in Hawaii shooting content. And nonetheless, you guys, thank you very much for joining me today on Office Hours. I've been Xavier Finch, the traffic link, helping your coaches and consultants, public speakers become better at doing business. We are a business-to-business business that helps businesses do better, right? That's what the traffic link is, okay? All right, you guys, I'm out. I'm going to go take care of myself, and you guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you again next week. Thank you very much for joining me this week on Office Hours.